Hi, my name is Heather McNeil. I am from the United States and I have lived in Korea for about 2 years. Nice to meet you.
Hi, my name is Jessica. I'm from Canada and I've been living in Korea for almost 5 years now.
November 11th, do you know what day it is?
No, I'm still learning a lot of the Korean holidays here. So unfortunately, I did not know.
In Canada, November 11th is Remembrance Day. So it's the day we honor veterans, and I think most Commonwealth countries also have it on this day.
Turn Toward Busan, have you ever heard of it? What do you think the event will be?
I haven't heard of this event before. My guess would be something is being held in Busan, whether it's to honor something or to remember something. Something will be held in Busan.
Maybe a major event happened there. So I assume that it has to do with a point in history that we are supposed to be honoring.
Bore the burden of these memories for the
돌아가시는
remainder
날까지
of his life.
잊을 수 없는 고통스러운 기억이 되었습니다.
These experiences are not ones he would
다시는
wish to
반복되어서는 안
repeat.
되는 경험이라고.
So many, like grandparents.
It's very humbling. I've never been in the military, but I have lots of family that has been in the military, is in the military. As an American citizen, it's very humbling to see that.
I think it's important. And I know many people would say it's only a symbolic gesture, but at the end of the day, if it serves as a reminder once a year, I think that's still important for especially younger generations to still have that because they have never experienced that in their lifetimes.
70 years ago, a war broke out in Korea. Did you know about this or did you think about it?
I've heard about the Korean War. However, we did not study it very thoroughly in my schooling. Whether you're a civilian or a soldier from any country, war makes you feel fear. I think I would be very confused and scared. In terms of how Koreans handle war in general, I feel that Korean society has gotten used to war, that Korean history has been so filled with conflicts and change and war that Koreans are, even today, prepared for war.
I came to Korea, I did learn much more about it. I've also visited the War Memorial in Seoul and learned a lot more about it and was very, very surprised when I got to the end of the memorial and saw all of the names listed of people, veterans who served from all of these different countries. And I was personally quite surprised that I saw Canadians there because again, I was never taught that we had participated in this war. I think it doesn't matter where you are in the world or what country you belong to. I think most people have the same approach to war. It's something that we want to avoid at all costs. We understand there's a reason for going to war, and oftentimes we're fighting for ideals, we're fighting for freedoms. But at the end of the day, I don't think anyone wants war to break out. And Korea, though, has grown so much in the past 50, 70 years, we are not technically in a state of peace yet. So unfortunately, I think the concept of war, even to young Koreans nowadays, is not something that is an impossibility, unfortunately.
If you were in their situation, what would you have done?
I'm a pacifist at heart, so I don't support the idea or notion of war, but I do see it obviously as a reality that many people face. You mentioned that many people participated in a medical capacity, so I think that's where I would see myself in helping out with war efforts if I had participated in the war then.
I have immense respect for anybody that puts their life on the line to make sure I have a future anywhere in this world. So I have huge respect for soldiers that fought in the Korean War. Not a lot of people knew about Korea, and they definitely didn't know about their conflicts, but seeing images and videos from that time, Korea in the 1950s, I would have felt a sense of responsibility to correct that unrest to try to help as best as possible. I would have felt a sense of pride and duty to help that country.
How do you show gratitude to the veterans in the war? How do you show them respect?
So in Canada, everybody knows that November 11th is Remembrance Day. Everybody wears red poppies to commemorate the work that our veterans have done throughout history, and it's something that, regardless of if you're young or old, you are very well aware of this event. I wonder if Koreans are aware of this important day as well.
Any veteran that I meet, I always thank them for their service because it's through their sacrifice that I am able to have the freedoms that I have. Immense respect for any of them. I try to donate, I try to thank them, I try to wear red, white, and blue on the American Memorial Day as well.
And why I say that is mainly because I think even if it's seen by many as a symbolic gesture, there's a lot of value in taking the time out of one day. Maybe it's just a 2 minutes moment of silence, but I think it's important to have that, especially for younger generations, to have that connection, to recognize that there have been many people who have sacrificed their lives for what we have today.
Moment to be one. Turn toward Busan.
November 11th. Remember, turn toward Busan. I thought it was a pretty good experience to learn a bit more about what Korea does for Remembrance Day, because I had really never heard much about how veterans are honored or respected. So this was a good opportunity for me to learn a little bit more.
Since living here, I feel like Korea always has something to give, whether it's a life experience for me or education. And I feel like after doing this interview, I'm even more inspired to study more and learn more about Korean history, and especially about the Korean War, which shaped this country. So after this interview, it's very eye-opening.